This is FNN, where we give facts, not nonsense. Okay, so last night we had the Iowa Caucuses. We'll review the results later, but I'm sure most people end up knowing how that turned out. Big landslide victory for one man. But Vivek Ramaswamy, he was a 37-year-old entrepreneur who entered the race as kind of the new, almost like the trendy candidate, almost. He was an entrepreneur, and he really touted his success. He wanted to become the man of the country, but he kind of sat in a distant fourth, and it was kind of reflected, and he dropped out at his election night, I guess, kind of party. Not much of a party when you finish fourth out of really four big people. But so Vivek Ramaswamy is out of the Republican primary. So these are the Iowa results. As you can see, it was not close all night. The real battle, though, was in the fight for second. Could one candidate really end up breaking away, at least from the other, between DeSantis and Haley? DeSantis won, it was marginal. But that is exactly what Trump wanted, because Haley was the candidate for the Trump campaign. Was really worried about the whole time, because DeSantis was just Trump without the Trump personality. Haley was an entirely different candidate. She was surging in the polls. She'll probably still finish second next week in New Hampshire, but that really had to take the wind out of the sails of the Haley campaign. And Trump got his result. Now, he's only up by 12 delegates. There are thousands of delegates still left to be, cast, but he won by 30%. He had over 50% of the vote. It was a very good night for him. His supporters turned out. But Iowa turnout was at a record low. And this was probably due to the cold maps that if you watched my video last night, it was very cold. The feels like temperatures were in the negative teens. And yeah. And so that really spurred turnout. Vivek Ramaswamy will end with 3 delegates to his name, which, to be honest, is not bad. And Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis will probably continue this ever-going fight for second. And I don't really think either of them will drop out. It's just the personality that you see between the two of them. I think the race for second right now is going to be more compelling than the race for first, which seems to have been won by one man only. And as I said last night, Donald Trump is Donald Trump. 2 other candidates down there, Brisbane Ryan Blankley, he's about 60, and he got some votes. He actually was not really winning. Asa Hutchinson, who props to him, he stuck it out, but only 191 votes, and was not able to gather up a delegate. So, due to that, I've got my first election map of the year in store. So I did these kind of leading up to the 2020 election before I kind of took a break off from this thing. And right now, Trump, which obviously is the red, the lighter the colors go, the less likely a chance the candidate has winning the state, theoretically. Trump's up 263 to 231 with that really just rust belt of Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and I guess Minnesota technically. Those 5 states are really going to decide the election. Those 3 states in the middle, that's where Trump won it back in 2016. That's where Biden won it in 2020. So it's that fine margin. It's probably going to be Trump-Biden again. As you can see, Nevada and New Hampshire are states that Democrats might lose, but similarly for the Republicans, they've got a lot of states that they don't know that Biden could really pull off upsets. They want Arizona and Georgia before. Florida's never a given. Neither is North Carolina. And then Ohio. And it's very early. We still got 10 months to go till the election in the end. But I genuinely think that, right now, the Republicans have the edge. In polling, Donald Trump is only about half a point up in the popular vote. But Democrats can win the popular vote. Al Gore and Hillary Clinton are 2 examples, and still lose the election, mainly because out of the big 4, they have an overwhelmingly large margin in 2 of the 3 biggest states in America, California and New York. So that is really where my mind is kind of coming from there. But it's going to come down to Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, as it usually does. 2 other bits of U.S. news. The New York City and Philadelphia have finally broken those 700-day snowfall droughts that you've been hearing about for a while. I've got snow today. I don't really know why. There's 1.5 inches of snow on the ground. It's only about 2 more predicted. I think this is just because probably district thinks we're not going to get another snow day this year, but to be honest, I'm not in the insider there, so I can't explain it. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came through with a huge upset victory of the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. Baker Mayfield, #1 pick a few years ago, everybody counted him big bust, but he really came back in his first huge game as a Buccaneer. He's really been a worthwhile signing for them. 32-9 for the Bucs. Baker threw for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. Eagles defense was really just a muddly mess. They'll play the Lions at Ford Field next. And if you go back and watch clips, you will also see Jalen Hurts running into his own end zone. This has been FNN. Where are you here? Facts, not nonsense. Thank you for watching.